All right, if you're a Pisces moon sign, which is all about your inner emotional world, then you'll want to lean in because 2026 is shaping up to be a huge year for you. This isn't just a list of predictions, it's really a story about a major transformation, and we're going to walk through it, chapter by chapter, to see what's on the horizon. So, here's our game plan. We'll start with a pretty tough first hurdle, but trust me, you'll want to stick around for the powerful mid-year breakthrough that follows. Then, after navigating one last challenge, we'll dive into the spiritual lessons that are woven through the whole year, and we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways you'll need to really own 2026. So, let's just jump right in. The first part of your year, from January all the way up to June 2nd, is a period that's going to ask for some real grit. This is a time that calls for resilience and a lot of hard work. Yeah, there's no gentle start here. This is a time for pure perseverance. You're going to have to dig deep and push through some potential setbacks in, well, pretty much every part of your life. At work, it might feel like you're pushing a giant boulder uphill, working twice as hard for half the reward. And with your finances, you'll want to be super careful. The forecast points to expenses piling up and even a risk of losing some wealth. For any students out there, finding your focus is going to be a real battle against all the distractions. And this pressure, well, it doesn't just stop at work. It's going to seep into your personal life too. The forecast actually calls this a very difficult period for family life, even warning about separation if things are already tense. In relationships, simple misunderstandings could spark some serious friction. All this can really take a toll on you too, with risks of insomnia and a little heads up to just be mindful of the company you're keeping. But hang in there, because after that incredibly intense period, the story of your year takes a massive, dramatic turn. Right around June 2nd, a mid-year breakthrough starts to change absolutely everything. And just look at this slide. It really captures that shift perfectly. The contrast between the first half of the year and what comes next is just wow. June 2nd is the pivot point. It's where all that struggle and strain finally starts to give way to support, new opportunities, and some real growth. So what does this actually look like in real life? Well, in your career, the help you've been needing starts to show up, from friends, colleagues, maybe even your boss. Financially, new ways to bring in money start to open up, some through friends or maybe even some smart speculation. And for all you students, that focus you were fighting so hard to find, it's coming back. This whole positive wave extends to your home life as well. Happiness starts to creep back in, and there's even a chance of a new addition to the family, which is lovely. For anyone looking for love, a new romance could be just around the corner. It's also worth noting that the source does mention a possibility of extramarital relations during this time. Okay, so after this amazing period of relief and progress, the year brings out its final act, a new challenge that kicks off after October 31st. This one is a bit different from the first one. You might be thinking, great, the hard part's over. Smooth sailing from here on out, right? Well, not so fast. The forecast suggests there's one more twist in the story before the year closes out. It's less about struggle and more about navigating something unexpected. So after October 31st, a whole new set of warnings pop up. Professionally, you've got to watch your back for hidden enemies or potential legal issues. Financially, there's a risk of sudden losses that could drain some of the wealth you just built up. At home, some of that strafe could reappear, and that hard-won focus for students might, once again, be tough to hold on to. But right when things start to feel tricky again, another key date emerges. You're going to want to circle this one on your calendar, November 25th. This isn't about something changing outside of you. This one is an internal shift. And this right here is the absolute game changer. The source says that after this date, something powerful awakens within you. A fighting spirit develops, and you start taking matters into your own hands, using your own courage, your own valor to turn things around. This is the power of that inner shift in action. As you tap into this newfound resilience, you're going to see real, tangible results. Your energy comes roaring back, and the forecast says that new, maybe even unconventional sources of income could start appearing. You find your own way. Now, let's zoom out for a second and look at the themes that are running underneath this entire year, because 2026 is also about a really profound spiritual journey for you. Through all of these ups and downs, the forecast points to a lot of spiritual churning happening deep down. This is a year for some serious introspection, where all these challenges are basically forcing you to learn deep lessons, about how society really works, about the people around you, and most importantly, about yourself. You know, your health journey pretty much mirrors the same exact story arc. That period after June 2nd is flagged as a time for caution, so it's really important not to ignore any health signs. But then, right on schedule with that inner shift, after November 25th, you should see your vitality and energy come back. Oh, and one quick practical note for the entire year, the forecast does advise taking extra care when you're driving or using any vehicles. Okay, I know that was a lot to take in, so let's consolidate all of this into a clear, simple roadmap you can use to navigate the year ahead. Here it is, the whole story of your year at a glance. You've got the hurdle in the first half, followed by that awesome breakthrough in the summer and fall. Then comes the final challenge. But the most important part, the real climax of your 2026 story is what comes next, the rise of your own fighting spirit. The forecast also points out some specific times when you've got extra cosmic support on your side. Think of these like power-up periods. For example, from January 14th to February 13th, the sun is in your 11th house, a fantastic time for networking or focusing on big goals. You can see all the key windows right here. Maybe mark them in your calendar as great times to kick off something important. So we'll end with this. 2026 isn't just a series of events happening to you. It's a test, and it's a test designed to reveal your inner strength. The ultimate takeaway isn't just about what happens, but about what you discover within yourself. As you face that final challenge of the year, the real question is, what will you discover about your own valor?